Author's Purpose, Flipped Classroom Video, English 8, Mrs. Hyatt. What is author's purpose? Author's purpose is the reason that the author chose to write the passage. When discussing author's purpose, we usually use verbs such as persuade, entertain, inform, or some combination of these. As you can see in the graphics, the terms that we use, persuade, inform, and entertain, can spell out the word PI. P for persuade, I for inform, and E for entertainment. So you can use these to help you remember that the author's purpose is as easy as pie. How do you identify author's purpose? If the reader enjoyed it, then the purpose is to entertain. If the reader learned something, the purpose is to inform. If the reader changed the way they thought about a topic or issue, the purpose is to persuade. Easy, right? Why is understanding author's purpose important? Well, for one thing, we want to make sure we don't confuse it with an author's porpoise. That would be embarrassing, right? So there's many ways listed here that we can make sure we understand the author's purpose. It can help you to see the relevance for why we even write in the first place. It helps you understand why the piece was written and to understand what the writer had in mind when sitting down to write. It helps you as the reader comprehend while you're reading, and it helps you identify the main idea and most important details. Reflective readers are able to analyze information when they can describe the author's purpose. This is another reason why understanding this concept is important. Also, identifying author's purpose may give readers clues about how to approach a text and what strategies to use before, during, and after reading to build understanding. If you look over the graphic at the left, here's some questions that you can ask yourself as reading strategies before, during, and after your reading. If you know how to figure out author's purpose, you will be able to recognize bias and decide whether a source of information can be trusted. Since there are so many places to get information, you want to be able to decide for yourself what information is reliable. Also, as we consider the idea of bias, you want to make sure that you realize if an author is trying to sway you one way or the other, or their personal biases are in the way of reporting factual information. An important concept to realize is that we don't read all text the same way. As you can tell from these interesting pictures, people like to read in different ways as well. When we're reading informational text, we really concentrate on looking for facts and information. If we're reading for entertainment, we're looking for characters and settings and problems and solutions. And for persuasive text, we look for an opinion or reasons. Be aware that there may be more than one purpose, and purpose may be stated explicitly. The author's going to just come right out and tell you, plain as day, that their purpose is to inform or to entertain you or to persuade you. More often than not, readers have to infer the intent, so you have to search for clues throughout the text to understand what the author may have been thinking when they were writing that particular piece. Another important concept with the author's purpose is understanding that readers need to adjust their reading rate for various selections. For example, informational articles may require you to slow down in order to fully understand ideas described. Look at this picture of this baby who's trying, if you will, to read The Beginner's Guide to Quantum Physics. Obviously, reading a physics-type book will take a lot more time, and you will probably have to read it multiple reads just to understand what the authors are trying to say. So we do vary how quickly we can absorb the information based on what types of information is being presented to us. So for final review, the author's purpose is as easy as pie. The three main types of author's purpose are to persuade, inform, and entertain. With persuasive text, we're trying to convince the reader of a certain point of view. Informational text is to teach or give information to the reader, and finally, to entertain is to hold the attention of the reader through enjoyment. This is the end of author's purpose. Please make sure you have filled out your question sheet and are ready for tomorrow's discussion. Write down any questions you have from the video and bring them to class for discussion. Remember that you may pause and rewind this video as many times as you need. You will also want to keep this video handy throughout the year so you may reference it at any time.